So I will do that. And I hear someone drawing on the map, but PTC is going to be starting off the banning phase. We will have to see what they go with. They may have been watching EE just to try and get a bit of a feel for what they like. Who knows? Maybe some market research. Shen's going to be banned out, and Valve, please change these band noises. They frighten me to no end. But anyways, Chen's going to be banned out. Very good jungler. He's got some great push. Team fight with the Hand of God, like I said in Game 1. He's very, very good. Just an overall solid ban, usual ban. Not shocked to see that at all. And E taking their time to ban this one, going into a bit of their reserve time. So we will have to wait and see what they go with. I mean, you can... For first round banning, unless you know that someone on their team plays like an amazing Pudge or something like that, something a little silly, then you can pretty much just go with pretty straightforward stuff. Darkseer, Naga Siren, Lycan, Chen, Nature's Prophet, stuff like that. But, I mean, it's still worth putting a little bit of thought into it. They're going to go with the Templar Assassin. Again, just a very good carry. She's can put out some incredible burst damage with her Refraction and Meld combo. The traps allow her to have so much slow, so much vision. Allows you to just control the entire map. So, not all that surprising, although you don't normally see her really banned out. But it is still a very solid one. And then a Nature's Prophet and a Naga Siren right away. Prophet, just a great pusher, got some good ganking, the global presence of him. And then Naga Siren, just the net goes through magic immunity. Every 60 seconds I put you to sleep so that I can select whatever positioning I want. Riptide, great. It's a decent nuke. It's got some good armor reduction. The mirror images allow you to push like crazy. Not all that surprising again. I don't know if we'll ever see a tournament game where Naga Siren actually gets played. There's just, like, no way will any team let that actually happen. Then Lycan, pretty much the same thing. Lycan does squeak through every so often, but nobody really wants to deal with the big old bag of pain that he can bring, even though he doesn't lately often bring it. But he can push very well. And then a Broodmother, just an annoying solo. Very difficult to dislodge her once she does get settled in a lane. Kind of like a spider infestation in your house. Very difficult to deal with. Don't let it happen. But we're going to see a Darkseer first picked. He manages to squeak through. Vacuum, Wall of Replica, very powerful. The Surge is great for escaping, great for chasing. Ion Shell is good for farming at a distance. Good for keeping melees off of a wave as well. You just throw that out. They can't really come forward. They're going in some reserve time with these two picks. They're going to go with the Chaos Knight. Yes, that combo was allowed to go through. They're going to pick up a Chaos Knight, Leshrac. Very good stun combo. They are going to be laning together. You are going to have the Chaos Bolt Split Earth combination. The Diabolic Edict will just be pushing towers left and right. The Phantasms will help that out. The Reality Rift to chase. It's just a crazy good combo. But Rubik's going to be picked up. And we saw how effective that EE used Rubik last game. So not only are they denied that on Electropizda, who played a very good Rubik, but some of their bigger team fight abilities that they might pick up if they go with like an Enigma again or something like that. It'll allow them to counter Black Hole unless he quickly fires off like a demonic or like a Midnight Pulse or anything really. Just don't let them have big team fight abilities. And then a Venomancer is going to be picked up. Venomous Gale, great level 1 stun, or slow, sorry, it's a slow. And then he's just got some great lane control with the wards. He can push towers very well with the wards, counter push towers with the wards. His ult does actually do surprisingly good amount of damage. Even though it is cannot kill, it will only bring you to 1 health, but it does a ton of damage. And then he's going to respond with the Beastmaster. We saw him be very effective last game. He's had some great roars. The axes do tons of damage. Just great to see. Someone is writing on the map all the time. And they're taking their time on this 4th ban. Now, looking at this, EE could still use a jungler. Enchantress is still on the board. Enigma is still on the board. They're going to ban out a Shadow Demon. Again, Shadow Demon is very good. Could go with a tri-lane with Chaos Knight and Leshrac. And then Morphling's going to get banned out. Morphling is just an irritating carry to deal with. They largely won the first game because they didn't allow Morphling really to get to the stage where you can just take over the game. All he really had was the Ethereal Blade. If they could survive that kind of the shotgun damage, then he didn't really have a whole lot. But if you let him get like a Manta, Eye of Scotty, he'll just start pumping out damage. So, and yeah, the Shadow Demon, just a great ganker, counter ganker, support, whatever term you want to actually attach to him, even though all 3 apply. And he can go very well in a Chaos Knight Leshrac Shadow Demon tri-lane. But EE does still need a solo mid. I guess they could send the Leshrac, but I imagine they want to go Chaos Knight Leshrac for a combination. Invoker's actually going to get banned out in the very last stage. Again, because EE needs a solo mid. Invoker, very powerful with that whole huge plethora of spells. Then the Lone Druid's going to get banned out by EE. He has got some great teamfight ability. The Entangle's so good. He can be very, very survivable with minimal items. And the Bear, if you get a Radiance on the Bear, it's just so annoying, does so much damage. He'll push towers like crazy. So they could still use either a jungler or another support to go within the tri-lane on EE and a solo mid. They've got their solo lane. They've got a set of dual lanes. They still need a carry on PTC. Their Darkseer could go jungle. He could go also long lane. So they could use a jungler. They could use either the carry for a Rubik Venno tri-lane and then a solo mid as well. So Quap is still on the table. Zeus, I guess, if you really want to. Tinker. Pudge. I mean, I'm just kind of listing off anyone that ever plays solo mid, but we will have to wait and see what they pick up. And actually burning into a lot of their reserve time with this first pick in the 2nd round here. Put a lot of thought, assuming Zophiel didn't disconnect here. They're nearing down towards the 10-second mark, so they're going to have to make some split decisions here. I mean, you can never really go wrong with Quap. You can never really go wrong with, like, a Tidehunter. They're actually going to go with a Lich. Interesting. Wouldn't have been my first, because this is an incredibly squishy team at the moment. Darkseer can be fairly durable, but Rubik Venno Lich, definitely not. Unless we're going to see some kind of carry Venno shenanigans, which would very much shock me, especially up against a Chaos Knight. If they were using like a Mirana or like a Broodmother as their carry, then I'd say, okay, you could probably go for that. But a Chaos Knight will like definitely outcarry a Venomancer. Very easily, in fact, because of the Chaos Strike. Because he can just pound out that burst damage, along with the Beastmaster Aura, which will give him a ton of attack speed, and the Leshrac just... They've got so much potential damage here. So we will have to see what EE goes with. They're also putting a lot of thought into this. I think they're trying to figure out what exactly PTC wants to do here. I mean, are we going to see some kind of like tri-lane with Rubik, Veno, Lich? Are we going to see Lich solo mid? Are we going to see a Veno solo mid? They're actually going to go with an Enchantress. Gives them some early aggression, gives them some early push. Enchant is actually a very respectable slow. The Impetus can do some good damage. The sprites can slow very well. Unstoppable, or Untouchable, or whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, Untouchable is actually kind of bad, but... we'll have to see what PTC goes with for their last pick here. And, they're actually going to go with an anti-mage. Interesting. I guess it works well against the Leshrac Enchantress because she's fairly squishy. The Beastmaster, to some degree, like, I guess it can work, but there's also a lot of disable on this dire side. Like, you get Chaos Bolt on the anti-mage, and then a Split Earth and a Roar. That is just so much stun. If you get so that's potential of 6 seconds, and then so that's up to 10 seconds of disable. It's anywhere from 8 to 10 seconds of stun, which, like, in the super late game, which is just insane. And okay, they're gonna go with even more stun. The Chaos Knight Leshrac combo to set up the Mirana Arrow. So they're just looking to get as much disable as they possibly can against this anti-mage. Who knows, we might even see something like a very fast Orchid to silence him so that he can't blink away. And they don't have any, like, I guess Roar is a big team fight ability, but they don't really have a whole lot else that the Rubik will want to steal. Like, nothing that, oh, I must steal that. Edict is very good, and the Split Earth can be very good. Even though they don't really have a stun to line it up with, they could vacuum people into it. That's about it. But this is an interesting draft by EE. I'm actually kind of excited to see a Mirana, because you almost never see a Mirana in actual play. They just need to use the washroom, they say. We're going to see AR playing that Enchantress. He played the Enigma last game, did some very good plays. Franny back on that Chaos Knight. Fox Swag on the Mirana. Electropizda on the Leshrac. And Merrick on the Beastmaster again. Franny and Electropizda seem to love just laning together. Then we're going to see Skipa, I think is that how you pronounce that, on Anti-Mage. Skoo on the Lich. Skali on the Venomancer. Jalopy on the Rubik. And Zophiel on the Darkseer. And AR is throwing a shout out to fans. I'm impressed with his Enigma, at least. So I'll have to, if he's more known for his Enchantress, I can't wait to see this. And so my big question is, I guess Mirana will be mid with Beastmaster in the solo, and then Chaos Knight Leshrac. I mean, Mirana can be a good solo. Leap is pretty good. And then down here, we'll, I guess, see Rubik solo mid, Lich, Veno in a tri-lane with the Anti-Mage, and then Darkseer in the solo. That's my guess. That's what makes the most sense to me. Rubik is the strongest solo mid out of them. And the Radiant Fountain makes so much noise. I'm just going to go to the middle of the map where it's nice and quiet. I just noticed, like, every part of this map makes random noise. There's no, like, absolutely quiet spot. The Dire Jungle sounds scary as hell. But we're still sitting at this pause. Seems someone from E is running to use the washroom. And yeah, wonderful dead air. This is great. Love this. There we go. Now they are ready to go. I didn't have to start singing, which is great. So everyone's just kind of picking up their items. Did I see some wards? No, there was wards on, I do believe it was the Darkseer, yes. And also the Lich. And they actually didn't pick up sentries, which is a little curious. And are we actually going to need to see it? No, I think Lich is just coming up here to do some warding. Maybe ward this pole camp. And it actually looks like it'll be Leshrac, Chaos Knight in the mid lane, with the Mirana up here, with Enchantress quasi-supporting in the jungle. A bunch of pings being fired off. Beastmaster did his thing where he clears all the trees. Now he's going to go back, get his mana up. And they're actually going to throw a bit of an offensive ward up here, just give him a bit more vision. And unfortunately, he does completely miss his block. And he's going to have a bit of a rougher time up against this lane. The Venomous Gale with the mana break, once Anti-Mage actually picks that up, will prevent him from last hitting with the axes. And they're actually going to send Lich mid with the Rubik, because they saw that it was just a solo Beastmaster, and then a solo Mirana. Darkseer taking some auto attacks for some harass. And Beastmaster's probably just going to, look to get the majority of his farm by using axes to farm up these Ancients. Stack them, farm them. And apparently they need another pause. Someone has a phone call. So lots of pings going out. They're pinging the Ancients because they know that Beastmaster's going to be looking to stack this up. Because he's definitely not going to get enough farm in this bottom lane up against this Anti-Mage Veno. Oh, another yawn. I'm sorry, folks, for that one. And Enchantress looks like she's stacking this? Yeah. Looking to stack this up. Actually, I think stack both of these. Give her some good early farm, and, you know, the chances of getting a nice early creep. And apparently they need a 3-minute break. Jalopy is the only one who's kind of like, ah. But hey, I guess gotta do what you gotta do. It's an important phone call, I'm sure. Venomancer making some strange noises, so I'm going to move away from that. And I don't know. Let's go stare at Roshan in all his glory. I still bring up the fact that he has a spear in his back the wrong way. Like, this one went in fine and it broke off. This one somehow got jammed in, like, broke inside first instead of the blade. Whichever soldier that was needs to learn how to use spears. Then he's got a random sword right here. They're throwing some pings on the Lich, who, I mean, really, he's just going to be looking to get a very fast level 6. The faster you can get Chain Frost, the better. Because that's a huge team fight ability. But they've got a decent amount of team fight on both sides. I give a slight edge to the Radiant team because of Vacuum, the wall, plus Rubik could steal Roar if he times it right. Now, I'm sure Beastmaster will be saving either his axes or Call of the Wild for immediately after he uses his Roar. He can just fire that off because they know that that's pretty much the one ability they're going to be looking to steal. I mean, Starstorm could be a good pickup. Leap in certain situations. Sacred Arrow, again, in certain situations. But the Roar is pretty much going to be the one they want. And again, Edict, Split Earth could be used in certain situations. And I'm trying to fill some dead air. But considering they haven't even really started laning, like, we're less than a minute into the game, there's not a whole lot you can talk about. Although, the fact that I'm kind of curious about this anti-mage. It strikes me as super risky. They went a lot of CC, and he has got so much pressure on him. Like, they went a pair of semi-carries on the Dire team. They got Chaos Knight, who can carry decently well, and then Mirana, who can carry once she gets a ton of farm. But they'll probably mostly be picking her for the Starstorm, the Invisible Initiation with her ult, and then, you know, the Sacred Arrow is great and stuff like that. But basically what it is if Mirana gets picked off, then there's Chaos Knight to at least do some damage. If Chaos Knight gets picked off, Mirana should be able to do some damage. If Anti-Mage gets picked off, though, they've got Chain Frost. I guess they've got Vacuum, Fade Bolt. Like, there's not a whole lot of solid damage coming out. And if they get a very fast pipe, then that's even worse for them. You know, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot here. If a pipe comes out, it will soak up pretty much all of that front magic burst that they've got. And they are pinging like crazy. And I don't know why I'm jumping to each ping. So they are marking out where there's probably wards. And, oh, the maturity. You gotta love them. Ah, and look at that. The Rubik drew a heart. How cute. And then the Lich. Ruining the moments. And okay, we are now ready to go. Finally, hopefully no more pauses. One can only hope. So that gets stacked successfully. The Beastmaster is just going to wait till he has the mana. And they actually throw a ward down, so we won't be able to stack this anymore. And for some reason, the ward caused them to chase after Lich. Whew, boy. Okay, someone's just disconnecting, apparently. Rubik's disconnecting, so that hopefully will not take very long. I love the model of these new Thunder Lizards. The portrait looks a little silly, but... and in that, the 24 seconds we were unpaused, Anti-Mage managed to hit level 2. Does have a mana break now. So that's great. Rubik is back now. So we should be going any moment now. So I think Beastmaster's basically giving up on getting anything in this bottom lane. They're just going to let Anti-Mage free farm, which I don't know how I feel about that, but Veno's actually going to go mid, help out this Rubik. Quite a bit of damage actually being done to this Chaos Knight. He's almost got himself a bottle. Actually drops Sentry here and allows the Ancients to destroy the rune, or the ward, sorry. Chaos Knight finds himself a DD rune, which is great for him to have. And Merrick forces his body to take some. For reasons unknown. Got a little too close to that. And just some easy last hits denies coming out. We've got 16 and 6 on this Anti-Mage, leading the way in farm. No one really is even close to him. He's got absolute free farm. Which it can be a little scary, I won't lie. This Mirana, though, how is she farming? 11 and or 12 and 3 up against a 9 and 2 Darkseer. Got a slight advantage there. We're actually going to see an enchant gank on the Rubik. Instead, she's just going to pop in the sprites, walk away. Some early action and some early aggression coming out, and Beastmaster is still level 1. He does have this camp to be... did manage to triple stack this. So with any luck, see him start getting a little bit of farm. He's got himself a little bit of experience. Just so that he can try and get something going. And ping goes down on the Lich. Just kind of, I think he's asking his team for a bit of help. And Frost Blast coming out of the Lich. Chaos Knight has his bottle, gets that illusion. He's sitting nice and pretty. The bottle also coming out to the Mirana. So we'll have to see, probably see a bit of bottle crowing. Just because there won't be enough runes for all to go around, at least in the early game. But gank coming in on the Darkseer. Centaur Smash is going to come down. Arrow actually was not used. We're going to see a leap. Sacred Arrow is going to come through, lands, 3 second. That's going to be first blood. Enchantress picks that one up. So very good. Saved both the arrow and the leap for after the surge. Surge at level 1 does very little time. And actually it's level 2, but it's still only a 4.5 second duration. Leaps over the trees. And then once Darkseer's escape mechanisms wore down, he was able to chase after and secure the kill. That'll give Mirana a nice little advantage as well. We're going to see a Fade Bolt coming through. Such an annoying spell to deal with. Beastmaster is level 3. So he does have the boar now. He can use this to stack this up. Is he going to go for a 4 stack? And yeah, he gets the 4th stack. Leshrac just auto-attacks that, prevent Venomancer from getting that, but a Gale's going to land on the Leshrac. The Plague Ward's going to be going down. Oh, and Venomancer, you need to be careful. 3-second Chaos Bolt on the Rubik. He's going to start eating right clicks. And he actually gets blocked in by the creeps a little bit. Telekinesis is going to go down. He still gets the Reality Rift off, though. Lightning's going to finish him off. Fortunately, no charges. But Leshrac's going to go down to a Venomous Gale, Frost Blast, and 1 auto attack from the Lich. And Lich is just doing a bit of roaming around because he knows that Anti-Mage has basically got 100% free farm. He's already up to 46 and 23. That is scary. To have a that fast farm. Gold is sitting at about 1,000 in favor of the Radiant. Experience about the same. This Anti-Mage will have a very fast Battle Fury, I imagine. He's already got Treads and a Ring of Health this early. So we're going to have to see some early aggression out of this Enchantress. Try and make up the difference. See a stack being done by her. And that is just so much stacked up. He's got himself some Sentry Wards. Using the Scout, the Hawk to scout out a bit. And then the Boar to stack even more. And actually, Venomancer gets a kill on the Chaos Knight. I missed that one. My apologies. Venomancer manages to get away. And Rubik picks up Lightning. He's already level 6. And he's actually farming decently well. He is actually beating this Chaos Knight very well. 35 and 13 up against a 15 and 2 Chaos Knight. Leshrac finds himself a regen. Lightning's going to disable that one. So this isn't looking all that great. Darkseer has definitely caught up. He's going to throw some Ion Shells out. Yeah, he's pretty much even for farm now with this Mirana. She does have that 1 assist. But considering how well this Anti-Mage is doing, I don't think they're overly worried about that 1 death, especially since the kill score has evened up. Mirana now needs to pause. And they're apparently having quite a few issues. Apparently they are ready to go now. So Urn's going to be looking to be built on this Enchantress. Not that surprising. Pretty standard ganker item. And just a wand being brought and boots to the Venomancer. Rubik already has his arcanes. He's got himself a bottle. And he's actually going to look to bottle crow this. Pop his arcanes, but he doesn't get a whole lot out of that. Definitely needs those bottle charges to be able to continue the Fade Bolt spam. We're going to see Enchantress come down here. I think hopefully try for a gank one more time. Or just use this Ursa to clap, get some farm. And Courier actually gets pinged. And a Vit Booster. Vanguard is going to be finished on the Anti-Mage. And that is such a huge stack. I don't think he's going to get this one. Nope. It's too stacked to be able to really pull anymore. So he's going to have to start clearing that out. But we'll see him start working towards that. Mirana putting some auto attacks into the Darkseer. Things have quieted down a little bit. Darkseer working towards a Vanguard himself. And we're actually going to see a smoke on Leshrac, Mirana, and Chaos Knight, and another pause. Oh boy. Super fun. And apparently the Rubik's got another DC. Having himself some more issues, which is unfortunate, but I guess it's not just one team that's having issues. They're going to say it's going to be a 20-minute game. It's going to be an hour long because of all the pauses. Oh, and actually, Beastmaster is in some trouble. And apparently there has been a patch. And I think Beastmaster is going to die here. He's not 6. Looks like Anti-Mage is going to just keep right-clicking him and then Mana Void him. And that'll be the end of Beastmaster. Give him even more of an influx in gold. Rubik just bringing himself his bottle and a TP so that he can continue this Fade Bolt harass 72 and 40 on this Anti-Mage. He doesn't need a Battle Fury. Like, you give this man a Battle Fury, he's going to just be farming like a madman. 56 and 7 on the Mirana. So everyone's looking very good in terms of last hits so far, except for this poor Chaos Knight. 21 and 5, and everyone else below him is just supports. They don't really count. And now we're waiting for the Rubik to download this supposed update. And this is super good. I will say that much. It's always fun when you get moments like this. I think Lich is trying to direct some kind of path, and if they get this kill, they could probably just run straight up this way. It's not showing me drawn on the map, but they can draw this way or this way in order to escape, because more than likely they'll just get caught right in. If they try and back out, they'll end up getting caught by this smoke. So that would be my guess. But we will have to see what they actually do, assuming we ever get out of this pause. Whew. Real. 4 a.m. is a rough time to wake up, let me tell you. Darkseer, so yeah, he's got his Soul Ring, he's got boots, working towards a Vanguard. Mirana's got her Treads finished, she's got 1,200 gold saved up. Might see her just pick up like a very fast magic wand and then an Aquila, and then go for a big ticket item like a Yasha or something like that. Like go for a Manta or something like that. Or she might just save up a whole bunch, buy like the ultimate orb for her Manta, and then go back, finish her Aquila and Magic Wand and such, because she is farming decently well. So sheesh. Times when I wish I had a co-caster, so then I could at least have someone to bounce jokes off of, but we will have to deal with it. And there we go, he's back! So we should be going Anytime now. Yep. And there we go, Beastmaster. He didn't even have to use the Mana Void. However, now he is going to get Chaos Bolt. Reality Rifted. He's going to blink out. Pop a... Oh, Lich accidentally popped a salve on himself. Leshrack's going to pop Edict. He's going to pop a Split Earth. Anti-Mage is just going to teleport out. Beastmaster gets a kill on Rubik. What? Where is Rubik? Beastmaster came back, or did he send his boar or something? I don't know, I didn't catch what happened there exactly. But apparently Beastmaster.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But we are going to see Leshrack pop Edict a little bit early, in my opinion. 4-second Chaos Bolt on this Lich. He's going to get Split Earth, and the Lightning's going to come out. Anti-Mage. If he did... An Impetus is going to come through. He's not going to decide to Mana Void. That would have done a decent amount of damage. Because he was missing like 300 mana. I guess it only does like... It would only have done an extra like 150 damage. Or 150 damage flat out, sorry. Chaos, 2-second Chaos Bolt and a Split Earth is going to go through on the Chaos Knight. 4-second Chaos Bolt, stolen by the Rubik though. Anti-Mage gets that kill. So Anti-Mage has his Vanguard. He's sitting at 2 kills. What's his GPM looking like? 372. He's pretty well ahead of everyone else. Next is the Mirana sitting around the 330 mark. We're actually going to see a Chain Frost and another Chaos Bolt out of the Rubik, and it actually bounced off the Centaur back to her, which another one of those things that sucks. This Anti-Mage is definitely having a great early game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Chaos Bolt going in on this Anti-Mage. Split Earth actually goes down on him as well. We're going to see an Edict be popped, though, which will prevent any kind of follow-up. Enchantress comes, teleports down here as well. She's just going to go into the jungle, look around for some creeps she could snag. Grab a Centaur, get herself a stun there. I mean, this Anti-Mage is definitely not unkillable. And here comes the dive. He's going to blink in the middle of the trees, start eating his way through. Rubik's coming through as well. He's going to get a Centaur stun. He's going to eat a Chaos Bolt, though. Go down to the Centaur. Lich is going to come forward. He's going to eat a huge Impetus. Double kill on the Enchantress. More Impetus is coming through. The Surge actually causing him to take even more damage. Vacuum Ion Shell doing a ton of damage. But here's the Mirana. And Anti-Mage gets a kill on this Chaos Knight. So now things are looking very well in the favor of EE. Swinging a bit, getting themselves a 3-for-1 exchange. And Mirana's going to be totally fine. I do believe she ate a Venomous Gale and the ult. Yeah, the ult's on cooldown. Just going to leap away, start getting some last hits. But they're going to look to do this push. Some Beastmaster illusions coming down. And we are going to see a TP in by the Anti-Mage. Beastmaster is level 6 now. And he doesn't really want to fight this. They're going to surge this Lich. Frost Blast is going to come out. And Chaos Knight's just going to come up here. He's got his Bracer, going to be looking to turn that into a drum. Arrow's going to completely whiff. Looking to pick up a Yasha. The Beastmaster disconnects. And there's the pause. The game of pauses. Beastmaster reconnects right away, though. And they're going to make a go on this Darkseer. 2-second Chaos Bolt on him. Ion Shell is doing some decent damage, though, and Chaos Knight's just going to decide against it. Nobody could really come and give him some follow-up. Although he might just make a go again. Chaos Bolt, Chaos Bolt is back off cooldown. And that would be a nice little influx for him. He is 1, 3, and 4. We're going to see the Reality Rift. Some right clicks and immediately some TPs coming through. Telekinesis is going to drop him right away. And... oh! The Mirana just saves him. Although they're going to surge, they're hunting for him. He's eating bottle charges. Middle tower is going to go down. We're going to see an arrow onto the Chaos Knight, or on the Darkseer. Chain Frost is going to come out. Enchantress gets a kill on that. Urn Charge is going to be used on the Lich. He's going to go down to that. Rubik gets a kill on the Chaos Knight, though. And maybe even get a triple kill on her. She goes down to the Mana Void. But they're going to trade this tower bottom in exchange for that. Enchantress carries go. So she's working towards a mech. Pretty much has the headdress finished. So is just about 900 gold away from finishing that. And kind of like I said, even though... so the Chaos Knight's having some troubles, but they've still got this Mirana. And the Mirana's doing actually quite well. 95 and 10. Actually beating the Anti-Mage now. Anti-Mage is higher in GPM, but not by much. We're looking... it's still a bit of an experience advantage. It's still a gold advantage. But I don't think it's updated with the tower. And Leshrac actually did get the last hit on that. Darkseer coming into the jungle. Smoke's going to be popped. It's going to disable right away. Darkseer's going to just surge out of there. The Mirana broke without even knowing it. It broke right when he was standing there. And we're going to see a bit of a grouping mid here. Rubik gets himself a Starstorm. I don't know how well how much he wants to use that ability. Probably was hoping for Arrow, so then he could do some long-range initiation. And a Haste Rune is bottom. Anti-Mage is actually going to be smoked up. Venomous Gale on the Beastmaster. He's just going to drop the Roar. He's going to throw the axes, but he's going to go down. We're going to see a Telekinesis backwards by the Mirana. He's just going to leap forward. And Enchantress just looking to do so much damage. Chaos Knight is coming down here. Mirana does have a double damage rune activated. Leshrac is also here. So they might look to fight over this middle tower. Chaos Knight's going to get Telekinesis backwards. Start getting right-clicked by this Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is going to blink forward. Mana Void doesn't finish it off, though. Arrow's going to come through. Vacuum's going to finish that off, and the wards are going to get the last hits. Enchantress taking so much damage. Wall of Replica is going to be dropped. And Anti-Mage just needs to back up. So some great kills by PTC. We're actually going to see Mirana get picked out as well. Rubik with this Chaos Bolt. Just getting kills all over the place. He's able to chain his own stuns together. Has someone been force staffing? No, there's no force staffs. Just surging. Surging him. He gets the Chaos Bolt off, then Telekinesis. Anti-Mage working towards a Battle Fury. Vacuum. Split Earth on the Anti-Mage, or on the Darkseer. Roar on the Anti-Mage. Edict is going to go out. Instead, they're just going to look to do a push. Reality Rift on this Darkseer 4-second Chaos Bolt. Anti-Mage is back in here, though. Split Earth from the Rubik. Telekinesis, Chain Frost is going to go out. Rubik finishes off Leshrac. And a Vacuum together. Anti-Mage gets the last hit on that. So he's about 700 gold from finishing off that Battle Fury. And his gold per minute is just going to skyrocket then. Gets the last hit on that. Now he's only 200 gold. And this Enchantress needs to be careful. And, oh, if they see how much these Ancients are stacked up, when he gets his Battle Fury, they need to protect that. Oh, man. That would be ridiculous. I think that's a 4 or a 5 stack. I think it's a 5 stack of Ancients, which has just been sitting here this entire time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Anti-Mage has gone top. He's got his Battle Fury on the way. Pipe being being picked up by the Venomancer. Force Staff is finished by the... Oh no, Pipe is actually on the Darkseer. Force Staff is on the Rubik. Mech is finished on the Venomancer.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is
And this is going to be a bottom tower push. Lightning coming through to try and hold this back, but it's not really going to be able to do anything. Mech's going to heal them all up. Glyph is going to go off as well.
are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
Rubik gets the last hit on that. Anti-Mage has got his Battle Fury now. Gets the... Defends the mid. We're going to see some TPs through from Mirana. The rest of this Radiant team's just going to back up. They're going to leave this Rubik illusion. And let the Anti-Mage farming spree begin. Chaos Knight doesn't even have his drum yet, which is a little unfortunate. And the leads are getting even bigger. The kills, death, assists, 5, 0, and 4 on this Anti-Mage. Whole bunch of pings going off. Nobody really wants to look to engage. Anti-Mage is just kind of wandering around, getting all the farm he can. It's already up to another 1,000 gold. And they don't even have stacked Ancients for him. I mean, like I said, if he finds these Dire Ancients and gets those, that's going to be just stupid. That'll be like 2,000 gold that he's going to pick up right away. So PTC definitely in a commanding lead, actually. And we'll have to see if EE manages to recover from this a bit. They did have a very rough early game. Split Earth on the Chaos Knight. Starstorm is going to come through, just kind of push this wave out. And some more Fade Bolt harass. Enchantress coming through. Doesn't have any creeps. They're going to smoke up, though. Lich denies this mid tower. And the top one's going to go down to Radiant creeps. But they are smoked. There is a sentry ward laid here, so they are spotted with this. They're all just going to run away. Venomancer's going to throw a Venomous Gale. He's going to get a 2-second Chaos Bolt. Going to get arrowed. Bit of a sloppy wall. Roar's going to go out as well. Venomancer went down right away. But we're going to see Darkseer running around. Chaos Knight is taking so much damage. He finally goes down. Pipe is popped on the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is going to go down to an Impetus, though. That is pure damage. Beastmaster is in a lot of trouble. Split Earth on the Darkseer. Enchantress gets a double kill. Mirana finishes off the Lich. And then Leshrac manages to kill off the Rubik. Beastmaster goes down to Venomancer Poison. So that was a very good engage for EE. Even though they got spotted out with the smoke, still manages to hold everything together. This Enchantress is just doing so much damage. Like, it's just ridiculous. Leshrac finds himself a regen rune. Manta being picked up by the Mirana. Give her some good damage. Allow her to disjoint a couple things. And now Anti-Mage is going to be looking to pick up a Manta of his own. Next item on the Mirana, I'm not too sure of, but any other big item pickups? Chaos Knight finally has his drum finished. Beastmaster sitting on just a bracer and treads. Anti-Mage denies the second tower. They are pinging these stacked up creeps, saying someone should come do these. Beastmaster does have level 4 of his axes, and they do have Edict up. So they could do that. Just a magic wand. They probably want the Chaos Knight to come. Or everyone's just going to group up. Share this all. And this is just ridiculous. Going down so fast, too. Lich and Veno actually smoked up. Darkseer's going to ping this. Anti-Mage finds himself a haste. They're actually going to look to engage on this. The Gale misses. Axe is going to come through, finish off a whole bunch of this. Some Frost Armor is going to be traded out here. Are we going to see a Surge Vacuum? Nope. They just decide to deny the last couple of them. Give them to the Anti-Mage. Arrow actually comes through. 5-second arrow on the Darkseer. Are they going to look to fight this? Doesn't look like it. If they had maybe grabbed someone like a Veno, where it would have done a bunch of damage, then... Actually, it's only level 1, so the maximum damage is 90. Doesn't really do a whole lot. That's why it did almost nothing. Choosing to max out the leap and the Starstorm instead. We're going to see a Venomous Gale, and the Venomancer ult's going to go off. Venomancer gets completely caught out. Walrus Replica's going to go down. Roar on the Darkseer. The Replicas are doing so much damage. Mech on the Chaos Knight. He's going to try and run away. He's chugging away at that bottle. He manages to survive. Mirana gets double kill. Anti-Mage is trying to pick somebody off, but he just blinks away. He is enchanted. So that was a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of EE. And now I think they're going to look to Roshan, yeah. Beastmaster will tank it up. And the pings instantly going out. The Untouchable just slowing him so much. On top of the Boar Poison. Another pause. Rubik disconnects once again. Unfortunate. So the Yasha is finished on the Anti-Mage. He's about 1,100 gold. So he's about 1,700 gold from finishing his Manta. Now the Mirana has herself a Demon Edge. And I imagine it'll probably go for a Daedalus, I guess? Because I don't, like, there's really no reason to pick up an MKB. Because no one has mischance yet. I guess you do get to ignore the uphill mischance, but until the Anti-Mage really picks up like a butterfly or something like that, there's no real point in getting the... Oh. Actually, Lich is going to get caught out. He's going to drop an enchant on and convert the boar, which Chaos Knight will just promptly crush.